Welcome to What's Cooking right here on Citi TV. My name is Apioko. You are very welcome. We made it out of Heritage Month, and I mean, it was a brilliant time. We enjoyed really getting into the history and the beautiful heritage that our food here in Ghana does carry. However, there are other interesting foods from other parts of the world, and today we're going to make one of those dishes. We're making a pasta bake, and then we've got a beautiful garden salad on the side. Now, I'll talk about the ingredients when we come back, but I can see some of my favorites. I love pasta, all kinds of pasta, and there's tagliatelle here, and there's macaroni as well. But my guest today, her name is Franca. Franca is a friend, a sister, and I know her to be someone who, in the fashion space, makes some of the most brilliant jewelry, especially because she works a lot with, beads that you typically see on your waist or around your wrist. She does beautiful things like what I'm wearing on my neck with them. But it turns out that she doesn't just cook up beads. She cooks food too, and she does it pretty well. So when we come back, I'll introduce her. Do remember that this show is sponsored by several amazing sponsors: Tasty Tom, Fakakra, Naya Bebre. And then we have, of course, Fanice. So nice. And don't forget, I keep encouraging you, go out there into the supermarkets, into the shops, and look for the Fanice American vanilla flavor with chocolate chip. It doesn't get any better than that when it comes to ice cream, I'm telling you. We're also sponsored by none other than Frytol. You deserve a life of goodness. And back in the game is Indomie. Tastes great. And do make sure that you try the new Indomie beef flavor. Tastes amazing. My kids are already in love with it. I'm probably going to carry this whole group of them back home after the show. Let's go on a break, and when we come back, we get cooking. Welcome back. Now it's time to get cooking right here on What's Cooking. But before we even dive right into it, let me remind you that our sponsors for this show are Frytol, You Deserve a Life of Goodness; Tasty Tom, Fakakra, Naya Bebre; Indomie, tastes great, and it really does. And of course, Fanice, so nice. Now, if you're just joining us, I mentioned earlier that today we're making a pasta bake, and then we have a really nice garden salad on the side. So let me introduce my guest. Her name is Franca, and she is the CEO of Finesha, and we'll talk a lot about that and, what she does. Again, if you're just joining us, I mentioned earlier that the beautiful net piece that I have on at the moment, she made it. Her hands cooked it. And I did also joke that I didn't know she could cook food too, apart from cooking beautiful beaded pieces and everything else. So Franca, please come. You're welcome. Oh, and don't you look glorious?
Hello. Hi.
I love what you're wearing.
Thank you.
I need one in my life too.
You will have one in your life too.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm very good. I'm very good.
Wonderful.
Very
Thank you
good.
for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right. So you're making something that I love. I love pasta in general. I think I've said this to you that I love my Ghanaian food. I love my local food, but I can live without rice.
Yes.
I can't live without pasta. And I'm seeing tagliatelle here. I'm seeing macaroni.
Right.
So what are we doing? Let's get into it.
Obviously, I love Ghanaian food too,
Yes.
but when you do the 9 to 5, you come back, it's very difficult to cook, something from scratch. And so I made this up with my kids, make it a bit quicker for them when they come back from school. It was the fastest meal we could put on while they did their homework. And by the time the homework is done, we're doing. So any leftover chicken, tuna, you don't even have to have the protein. You can just do the pasta on its own and chuck in some cheese, and then they have some salad or coleslaw with it. So we're making today the chicken, pasta,
I love chicken.
Yeah,
Okay,
chicken
so
pasta
I see
bake.
that the chicken
Has already been
steamed.
cooked.
That
Yep,
it?
yep.
Okay.
So we'll put the pasta on while we debone the chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you use any special kinds of spices for the chicken, just so that people at home know?
No, you can
you
keep
know?
it as plain as possible.
Okay.
It can be leftover chicken from anything that you've done.
Okay,
So
so
even
you
if you've
fried your
spied
chicken
it,
for-
if you've spied and you want to revamp, women, you must revamp your food.
Very important.
Yeah, so you want to revamp your
So the
chicken
chicken
into
that you had with
something.
your fried yam,
You can turn it into this. You can turn it into this very easily. So yeah,
Love
yeah.
it. Okay, so we need to, the sink is
Wash
here,
our
so
hands,
Wash our
yeah.
hands. Alrighty. Alrighty, so we get started?
Yep.
Okay. So where do
So
we
I think
begin?
let's start with the pasta.
Okay.
Let's get that on to boil.
Alright. We have a pot here.
Here, okay. Okay. Now you can have all of this, or we can mix them.
Okay.
So let's put the pasta. Do we want to cook all of it?
Why not?
Yeah? We can cook all of
I
it.
want to do what you want to do.
Okay, so pop some water in.
Okay, so just regular
Just a regular water.
Okay. I know some people, tend to boil their water before they cook the pasta.
Yeah, some people tend to
yeah.
do that. It
doesn't
doesn't
really
really
make a
make. You're still gonna put the water in. I mean, the reason why they do that is for the speed,
Of course.
obviously. Pasta doesn't take that long to cook anyway.
Right.
So I mean, that's the belief, at least.
Okay.
So,
Frank, I've got an apron here for you. So
oh yes, of
when
course.
you're done. Okay.
Got the water. Very difficult to come out.
Okay.
All right, let's pop it in
So
for a while.
I'll put it on the big burner so I can move quickly.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Are we adding salt?
Yes,
anything?
we add some salt. Just a pinch of salt. So you can
Oh,
do that. You
yeah.
can do it. Yeah.
This enough?
Yeah, should be enough. Yeah. Thumbs up. Good enough. Yep.
Okay.
And just leave that to boil. So while that's boiling, we'll debone the chicken.
Okay. All right.
So I think the chicken's right here.
There's some bowls here.
I'll get some bones. Right.
So the idea is just to take the chicken
Just
off.
take the chicken off.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about your family. I mean, we started by mentioning the fact that this amazing meal that we're about to, and I can't wait to taste it, we're about to eat while we're making it, you came up with the idea mainly because as a mother that you are, and a busy one at that, you needed something to, whip up quickly and make
Yep.
sure that the kids were fed.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't be starving our children.
No. There'll be a lot of noise in the house.
So let's talk about your kids. I mean, how many kids do you have?
So
how
I have
old are they now?
I have two beautiful girls, Nubia and Egyptia. They are, Egyptia's 18 and Nubia's 20.
Okay.
Both in school.
Why did you choose those names?
Actually, those names were chosen by their dad.
Oh.
Yes.
Because they sound very, Pan-African.
Yes. We wanted their names to be different.
Okay.
We didn't want the usual names.
yeah.
Not that the usual names are bad. We just felt like we
Why not
wanted
be
them.
different?
Yeah,
It's
we just
okay.
wanted them to be different. So, yeah. That's where that comes
I
from.
love it. And what they do, well, I know that one of your daughters, Little Birdie tells me, one of your daughters is a swimming champion.
Yes.
She swims for Ghana.
Yes, she swims for Ghana.
Which one is that?
That's the older one.
the older
That's
one.
Nubia. She swims for Ghana.
How did you, so your daughter is 20.
Yeah.
So unless you had her when you were a teenager,
No.
you're definitely.
I was definitely an old mummy. I was
Yeah.
definitely a very old mummy by the time I was having her. I was classed as one of the very old mummies when I was
How
having
old
her.
were you?
I was nearly 30 by the time I was having her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was definitely one of the older mummies
Yes,
on the ward.
on the ward, you
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah. So you have the baby and everybody assumes you know what you're doing
Yep.
and they don't want to help you because
Because you look like
you look
you've
like
done it
you've
twice
done it before. So yeah.
But I mean, you a Ghanaian background, and we'll talk about, where you are coming from and who your parents are, But Ghanaian background, black woman. How on earth did your daughter end up being a swimming champion?
Yeah, she wanted to swim. She loved swimming. I actually took both my girls to swimming from a very young age. And the older ones seemed to have shown more determination. Where the younger one was very interested in more music than swimming, the older one just really wanted to swim. And she started by swimming for the local clubs over there.
Okay. So this is in the UK?
In the UK, yeah. So she swam for a local club in the UK called Saturn in Tune. And then she was doing so well. And then she said, I want to do more. I want to do more. What can I do more? And her coach actually suggested, well, do you want to swim for a, she said, yeah, why not? Why not swim for Ghana?
Wow.
It is my country. And I think, she took part in the first competition here was Zone 2. And she really enjoyed herself. She really did well. Yeah. So the chicken's done now.
Okay. Onions are done too.
Is it done?
Yeah. It wasn't a competition, but we finished at the same time.
We finished at the same time. Ta-da!
So what do we do now?
Right. So the pasta's ready.
Yes, so
it
let me
should
just take a look at that.
I'll give my hands a quick wash on this chicken.
Tagliatelle doesn't take too long.
Doesn't take too long.
Sorry. I just wanted to rinse it off a bit. Okay.
And then we have a baking bowl.
Yes, we do. There are two of them.
There's two of them.
I don't know if you want to use
So
the
do we make a
rectangle or the
smaller-
oval. Yeah.
We can make a smaller
could.
pasta make.
We
Yeah,
could.
we can do. So shall I give the bowl a bit of a rinse?
Yes, ma'am. I think this has maybe a minute or two
A minute
on
or
it.
two on it. Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
So actually, while we wait for the minute or two, we can prep the cheeses.
Okay.
Probably.
So what kinds of cheeses do we have?
So we have the cheddar cheese, and then at home I would use a mascarpone cheese.
Okay.
But I understand it's very difficult to get here in
Yes.
Ghana.
I mean, it tends to be expensive. And so when it comes in, I believe that the supermarkets are often unable to make it. And
make
it's
it-
not the kind of cheese you can keep in your fridge for months.
For months. No. It
So-
needs to be used immediately.
Yeah.
So I cheat. Even at home, if I don't have mascarpone, I cheat with their little
It looks
triangles.
like the kind of cheese that we put on our bread.
We put on our bread, it is.
Love
but
it.
the children will eat. So sometimes they know when it's gone because sometimes this is their snack. They know when it's gone. So yeah. So I cheat with some of this.
Okay.
It's just to make the cheese a little bit more.
This is so quintessentially Ghanaian. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Because look, so you have no excuse. Assuming you don't even know cheddar cheese. Cheddar is not that expensive. I mean, if you save your 5-day kinke to buy some cheddar, you're okay,
Yeah.
right? But this, every bread seller by the roadside has it, and gives it to you as an option or an alternative to butter or ground-up paste, peanut
That's
butter,
right,
whatever it
that's
is. So
right.
you don't have an excuse. Try this dish, please.
Anyway.
Anyway.
There's no rules.
No.
There's no rules. When
Just
the
have
kids are
fun with it.
screaming, there's no rules.
Doesn't have to look pretty.
Doesn't have to look pretty.
But do you
It's
want
gonna
it
melt
big or
anyway.
small?
No, slices.
Slices,
Real slices.
Okay.
Like
So like that, or it's too thin?
it's good.
Good.
Real slices, fancy slices.
Fancy slices. Oh yeah, the fancy women know how to slice.
Yeah, we do
Slice
slicing.
everything.
Yeah.
Slice avocado, slice
Slice
tomato,
kinky.
slice kinky, slice everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, is the pasta?
I think it should be by now.
I think we're good to go. on
Franca,
this pasta.
you're really tempting me here because I can actually sit down and eat
And
this whole
eat all
block
of
of.
this.
Oh, I
Yes,
can.
I'm tempting myself.
I can do it.
Yeah, so you're not the only cheese lover here. There's a reason this came to birth in my house. There's a big reason this came to birth in my
Can
house.
see that.
So
No, and I realize that there are a number of Ghanaians who are not really cheese people, but Really?
Yes. I mean, I have some in my household. They're not cheese lovers.
They're not cheese lovers.
Yeah.
Or if you love a bit of pizza, then you're halfway there. So just try something different.
Just try something new.
Yeah. Try something different.
So,
how's the pasta doing?
it's good. It's good. Yep. So, I tend to throw some of this in.
Okay.
We have a little fork or a little spoon.
So a little spoon there.
I tend to throw some of this in while the pasta's hot.
Oh, so it just like
So it melts
in
with
there.
it. And you get all in there and melt it in. And then I'll cheat sometimes with some of the bits of cheese so that it sits
so
in.
maybe just
put a couple of bits
I'll
in
use
there.
the thinner one.
Yes.
Okay.
Put a couple of bits in there, chop it all up in there.
Oh, this looks so delicious already.
Right. And then I'll put some of the chicken in.
Okay.
I tend to be very sparing with the onions because, as you know,
They can be very overpowering,
That's
especially
it.
the ones in Ghana. You know, our red onions are really potent.
really potent, really potent. And you have the extra bit of kids not really liking onions as well.
Seeing it
In their food. I know my kids will pick the onions out of their food a majority of the time. They don't think I know.
But you,
I know,
you
girls.
catch them.
I
Mothers
have
always
seen you
know.
do it. So I don't think I know, but yeah, they do pick the onions out of their food.
Mothers always know.
We know. And then, so I'll just pop just a little bit in.
Okay.
See, so this is the fastest meal.
So everything just goes into
Everything just goes in.
So-
as in what is it that you guys say? Potogun
Yes, potogun shebun.
Yes, it works really,
so,
really
guys,
well.
for those of you who have these pretty glass Pyrexes sitting in your cupboards and they're decorating
Take
your
it
hutches,
out.
take it out. This is something you can do with it.
Take it out.
They're not meant for decoration. You can actually use them. And I also find that culturally, we don't really use our ovens unless we're baking pies and cakes.
Yeah.
We don't use our ovens, but these are healthy ways,
These are
to
quick and easy
Absolutely.
ways to feed the children rather than always letting them have,
Absolutely.
bits of things that you don't really want them to eat.
Definitely.
And with this, they manage to get a wholesome meal as well as, like a quick snack out of it. So, ta-da, we're done.
There we go. So we're going
All
into
done.
the oven?
So go straight into the
Okay,
oven
so do
for
we
that.
bake it? Okay, so we're not covering it.
We're not covering it. We
Okay.
want the cheese to melt
Okay.
and get in with
Yeah,
it
I like it.
and get nice and gooey.
What temperature are we doing?
As a mother, I don't measure, don't temporize, don't
no,
nothing.
and as a Ghanaian mother, no, you see, you could take the girl to the UK, but you couldn't take Ghana out of her, obviously. Okay, so I'll suggest maybe 350 degrees.
That would do
which
perfectly.
would be gas mark 3.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
go.
Thank you. As you can see, I know my way around the oven. Let's just go for a break.
Okay.
When we come back, we get into our garden salad. We've got our lettuce there, our potatoes. Really nicely put together. And I just may steal the potatoes and eat them while we're doing it.
Citi TV is live. On DSTV, go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
Welcome back. This is still What's Cooking right here on Citi TV. My name is Apioko. Now, if you have just joined us, then you've missed a whole lot, and I don't know where you've been, and you have no excuse, but I'll just reiterate it for you. We're making a pasta bake with a garden salad, and my guest is Franca. She's a CEO of Finish, and we'll talk a little bit more about her business. Up until now, we've been talking about family and, you know, how she even came about this recipe. Being a mother makes you like the most creative person in the world, doesn't
Yes, it does. Absolutely does.
You know, always finding ways of making fast things and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, and don't forget that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom, Fakakra Naye Bibre, as well as Fanice, So Nice, Frytol. You deserve a life of goodness. And of course, our newest kids on the block, Indomie. Indomie tastes great. And don't forget that Indomie has a new flavor. It's the beef flavor. Go out there, look for it, try it. If you're a beef lover and you've been saying Indomie cry, why are they giving us chicken and onion and we don't have beef? Now there's beef. It has arrived. Go and buy it and enjoy it. Franca, back to us. So our pasta bake is in the oven.
It's in the oven. I think we may just take a quick
yeah.
look to see
Looks like.
what it looks like.
Ooh.
Oh, I think it's ready.
Like that.
I think it's
I like
ready.
that.
So I think we may need some oven gloves.
Okay.
And just
Okay,
grab
so we
the
need to pull it out.
Yep.
Okay.
Oven gloves.
And then, oh,
Right
those
there.
are here. Okay, right. Okay.
Okay.
So here we go.
There we go.
You want 2 gloves or a glove and a pad?
Glove
Yeah.
and a pad. Let's see.
So maybe we can
We'll-
just pop it into
we'll
one
pop
of
it
our
into that
trays.
for now.
But that was really quick.
Yes. As
Okay.
that's done, I normally, again, I sometimes would have this ready for them.
Okay.
But if you must, let's give everybody a hand on how quickly we can put together a salad. So we have to wash these, right?
All right. Okay, I think they've
I
been washed.
I
but
think
we
they've
can
been washed. We'll just
we
give them a
run.
quick rinse. Now, I don't think we're going to need all of this. Okay, so we've got onions already cut. We just need to,
Yeah. Okay. So how do
Cube.
you do them? Grace?
so I cube mine. I don't know if
No,
you,
but it's
or
fine.
we can slice it and,
Franca, it's all
Yeah,
about you.
it's all
Whatever
about-
you want to do. You know,
So-
we want to know how you do it.
okay,
We want to know how
give
you
it a
do
quick
it.
wash.
Okay.
Quick wash. I can use the same knife from the
Yes, of course.
thing,
Okay.
so as is the show, I think.
And then, do you have a preference for what the cucumbers should be like? Do you like the really big ones, like, or?
Doesn't matter. Either way, the kids will eat it. So far as they'll eat it,
You must eat
that's,
it.
that's the main thing. It's important to, get the kids eating salad.
True.
We feed our kids a lot of stuff. Where we spoil our kids, we try and do the whole chocolates and things like that. But it's important to sometimes to get them eating, healthily as well. By all means, the pasta's not, we won't say is the most healthy thing. I mean, amazingly, I don't know if you guys get brown pasta here and green
Yes,
pasta
we do.
here. Yeah, okay.
So we've got the green, the orange, the tricolor, they call it.
Okay.
So the green, the orange, and the white in one pack. The brown pasta is here as
This
well.
one, okay.
Whole wheat.
So my younger daughter, she will eat brown pasta.
Oh, ooh,
as,
that's
com-
interesting.
as to the white pasta. So her pasta bake is made separately sometimes. When I'm making a stew, I keep it as simple as possible.
Right.
I keep it very, very simple. So here, as you've diced some of the onions already,
So we have enough lettuce.
we have enough lettuce there. I don't think, of course, if you've got a big, family, you're going to make a bit more. But as we're here,
I'm eating some of the lettuce.
it's good for you. It's absolutely good for you. So I've chucked in a lot of onions because it's not the kids we're making it for.
Well, the tomatoes, I think tomatoes are great. So once in a while, instead of grinding pepper, make a salad with your tomatoes.
Yeah. Yeah, you can actually just put, if you've got parsley, you can just put, I normally just chuck in some parsley, tomatoes,
Fresh
fresh parsley,
parsley.
yeah. tomatoes, cucumbers, and that's a salad on its
Yeah.
own. You know, so
So don't just get anything. You must be mindful about what
be
you're
mindful
cheating with,
about what you're cheating
what you're doing
with.
the quick
Yeah,
meals with.
be very mindful about it because you know at the end of the day our lives matter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so be mindful about it. You know, so you know.
Absolutely. But let's talk about, so I mean, how were you doing this? How, I mean, you have the kids, everything, and yet you bead, and your designs are very intricate. I mean, not to belittle the work that anybody does. Any
yeah.
work with a hand is important and is beautiful, but your work is very, very intricate. Lots of detail.
Yeah.
How are you managing kids and doing this too? Like how?
No choice. You want to be a mother, so you know you have no choice. It's life. I mean, women were brought up to multitask in lots of things, so you have no choice. The kids are there now. You know, if we don't have kids, we don't have a new generation.
Sure.
So yeah, of course, you've got the kids now. By all means, you know, you've still got to work. You've still got to pay the bills. So yeah, I just get on with it.
So did you start beading when you were in the UK?
Yes.
How are you finding the beads? What inspired? I mean, of all the things, somebody would say, of all the things you could do in Abuchi, you decided to bead, and your work is very, I mean, that you can feel the Ghanaianness, the Africanness in it. So why that, and what were the challenges in sourcing your beads and other implements?
Well, it's a bit like I said, you know, when you're bringing your kids up, it's important for them to know their culture. So why not Ghanaian beads? Ghanaian beads are very colorful and very, very beautiful. They are heavy, hence the reason why I love adding the extra elements like the seed beads and other little European, you know, stones in there. So sourcing them, we have a big bead show that I go to every year, and I'll source them from there. Other than that, I'll go to a bead shop. Once I'm in a country, I will look for a bead shop.
You go to all the markets,
I
go
will
to all the
find
shops
everywhere there is a bead, you know, and I'll go and I'll get the beads. You know, that's me. I love beads so much. I can literally live in a bead shop. So yeah, so once I'm in any country, that's the first thing I'll do. I'll go look for a bead store.
And you've been at this for how many years now?
Oh, for years. I started it as a hobby. I was 18 when I started it as a hobby.
Wow.
Yeah, I started as a hobby, yeah. And I loved it so much that I just kept learning a new stitch. At every opportunity that I get, I'll learn a new stitch. So yeah, it's grown from there.
That is amazing.
Yeah, yeah. My uncle will tell you, Franca, you started with one needle, one pair of scissors. You know, now you've got a whole host of tools. What do they all do?
So we're looking at almost 30 years in the business.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've seen it grow. You've seen different players come in and out.
See
It's
different
pretty amazing.
players.
But we'll talk a lot more about that when we sit down,
Yeah.
because I really want to understand that, you know.
yeah.
And clearly it must be lucrative because it's helped you take care of yourself and your kids. And I know a lot of people start off with hobbies and they keep them as hobbies when really they could have become their livelihood and they didn't even realize it.
Yes, exactly.
So I would like us to talk a little bit more about that at the table.
Definitely.
But our salad,
Our salad is done.
Done?
And
voila.
we have a salad.
Are we going to do a dressing?
We
or?
will do a dressing. I mean, we can just leave it as a plain toss.
Especially not in Ghana. Now.
If not in Ghana, I know that there are dressings that you can get, but there's mayo.
Okay.
If we really must, there's mayo.
right.
Otherwise, sometimes if I've got a bit of vinegar in the cupboard, I'll chuck on a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of olive oil, black pepper. Boom, bob's your uncle. You've got a nice vinaigrette.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but otherwise, we can always cheat and use the mayo.
So you have our mayo.
Yeah, mayo. We can actually turn this potato into a potato salad.
All right. So should we do that?
So let's do that. So as they've been nicely cooked and already chopped.
And I mean, it didn't take much to cook the potatoes. These are
No.
Irish potatoes. Washed,
Washed, peeled,
add some salt,
ready to go.
boil. That's it.
Ready to go. So again, As you're dealing with kids, you know, sometimes they're not going to like it. Your very strong onions. We have the little white onions. I've seen some here.
Yes, yes.
I've seen some here since I've been here. But when you say onions, Ghanaians always go by you the red ones.
The red ones,
yeah.
of course.
So
you need to specify.
we're gonna. So we'll put a little bit of onion in.
I mean, and it's all right because again,
it's for you, right?
Yes.
So we can.
And we're always looking for things to do with what's in our pantry and in our fridges.
Exactly.
So typically, a Ghanaian has red onions in their fridge or their pantry, and
they don't know what to do with it. The potatoes, after you've finished boiling it, you can do anything with it. So, yeah. So, as you can see, I've mashed it down a little. I've added onions. Okay. Again, here you can put a little bit of parsley in here. Some of the kids will eat it because it's tasty. Parsley is a very tasty herb. So you can pop a little bit of parsley in. You know, as everything is salted and thing, we've done that already. Okay. We can chuck in a little bit of the mayo. Right, should I go in with the same spoon?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we can go in the same spoon.
Have fun with
Let's have fun with it. So, there you go. Bob's your uncle. Potato salad. Done. And just like that, you have a meal.
You have a 200 Citi salad.
There you go.
More like 80 these days, but still pretty, still pretty high. Still pretty high.
And just like that, we have a restaurant meal ready.
We do.
The kids that just come back from school.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so our food is ready. So, sis, let's take a break. And when we come back, we will be at our table and we'll enjoy what we have labored over. We'll be right back.
Citi TV is live. On DSTV, go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
You are very welcome back to What's Cooking. And of course, we're still here on Citi TV. My name is Apioko. My guest today on the show has been Franca Ejay, and she is an all-around fashionista, the CEO of Phoenicia, and we've been talking a little bit about her, how beading started as a hobby for her and how subsequently it's become this really big business. And believe me, if you understand the fashion world, then you'd have met Phoenicia outside of Ghana and even outside of the UK, where she's resided for many years and was born and whatnot. But she's here today as not a cook. I keep saying not a cook of beads, but a cook of food. And she's taught us how to make one of the meals that she invented at home just because she was a busy mother. And I think a lot of mothers, working mothers, and even these days fathers who are very much involved with their kids would appreciate this pasta bake, as well as our garden salad and our potato salad. And of course, where there's dessert, it's got to be Fan Ice. And specifically today, we have the Fan Ice American vanilla flavor with chocolate chip. It is a dream, so please go look for it. And I must also acknowledge our other sponsors, Tasty Tom, Fakakra, Naya Bebre. We use a bit of that, you know, in some of our stews and whatnot. We didn't make stew today, but Tasty Tom is representing, here to support us. Indomie. Not just any kind of Indomie is sitting here. It's the new beef flavor. Please look for it. And Indomie tastes great, I tell you. And last but definitely not the least, Frytol. And Frytol gave us these beautiful pots that we cooked our pasta in and, you know, steamed our chicken in and whatnot. And Frytol says that you deserve a life of goodness. And I believe that you really do. All right, Franca, time to eat. I can't wait. Like,
yes.
Look, I was such a good girl. I didn't eat the cheese while I was slicing it.
No. And I think you deserve a treat. So I think you should go first.
Thank you.
So serve yourself. I
any
think we
of
can
these
use one
here?
of these
This one
spoons.
works. Okay.
And just remember that it may come out
Yes.
long, so
Yeah.
you know.
Ooh, look at that.
Should we cheat a little? Or
No, I
will
think
it have?
we're
Will it have? Okay.
I think we're fine. Okay. So just to go over this, it's a pasta bake, but we use tagliatelle
Telly,
pasta. I
You
know
can
that
use-
we had macaroni earlier.
you can use
It's the one that
macaroni,
like
you can
little
use-
rainbows. We had them on here earlier.
Yep.
Franca says we can use anything. Really.
Anything,
Yes.
anything. You can use any form
Yes.
of pasta to make this. It's not
Right.
all.
And then we have
Let's
our
do the
chicken.
all important
Yeah.
green salad.
Yes, very necessary. Okay,
a
so
little
while we're
bit of
at this, I mean,
potato.
Franca, you mentioned that beading started out as a hobby for you.
Yeah.
And I have learnt recently that you credit your grandmother with your love for color.
Yes.
And how you even began to sort of see the beauty in things like beads and all the colors that come with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that right?
Yes, I
So
spent
what-
a lot of time with grandma growing up.
Okay.
And she
Was this in Ghana? Or
This was
the-
here in Ghana,
Okay.
yeah. She used to make homeware pieces for old GNTC.
Oh wow! Oh my!
Yeah,
really?
old GNTC. So that's where I got, my love of color for. And also, she was actually quite a fashionable old lady. She was always very well dressed. Had the best beads on all the time. So she used to go for the trade beads, like the
Yeah,
barter
the
beads.
barter beads.
So she always had the best beads on, and we never left home without jewelry. If you weren't wearing earrings, you'd have to go back and put something on. That was grandma's, thing. So yeah, she always looked her best. She brought us up understanding when you step out, you represent yourself. So you must always look your best.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, what was it like growing up with your parents then? Because you started beading at 18. I imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you were not living on your own at the time. At 18?
18. At 18, I was in England. So at 18, I was actually partly living on my own because I was at uni.
What's cooking?
Hey.
This one looks more like my hometown food. Yeah,
Okay, Mr. Quist.
yeah. This one looks more like a Danish food. Salad.
So,
Is that
Franca,
pasta?
It is pasta.
Pasta. Wow.
Franca, don't be nice to
And
him.
it looks like this one was baked.
Don't be nice
Is
to
it
him.
something that you baked?
It was baked.
Wow.
This is my neighbor
This is
Wow.
your
Who
neighbor.
who shows up whenever the food has been
let me grab a
prepared.
seat, yo.
Not when we're cooking. Look, this was the quickest meal ever. He really could have come here and washed an onion, something. He didn't. He shows up
Wow.
when the food is ready. So Taster General,
Yeah.
can you imagine? He shows up, just really bombards you unannounced, and then he decides to give the final verdict on what the food tastes like. So he comes on the Taster General. So Taster General,
Yeah.
today everybody is serving herself and himself.
Oh, really?
So, yes, we're not serving you
Oh.
today.
You can't do that to me.
Here you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Help yourself.
I should help myself.
Yes.
Okay.
Franca's being too nice to you.
Please be nice because I'm going to put you on the blow.
Okay.
Wow. Is that a threat? But yes, Franca, you're saying, so at the time you were living pretty much on your own because you're in uni.
I was in uni,
Yeah.
so I was pretty much on my own.
But did your parents know about your love for beading?
Yeah, definitely. Growing up in grandma's house, we were always going to be artistic. Definitely, we're going to be artistic. So,
Are your
they
parents
knew.
artists?
So my dad is actually a journalist, and my mum is a chef.
Because you need to tell us who your dad is. I know, but I want people to know.
Yes, the legendary Nana Sufi Kondo is my dad.
Yes.
Yes.
Taster General,
Legendary.
Nana Sylvie Konza. This is his daughter.
Oh, nice.
It's
nice.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I wanted you to say it. I was trying.
Wow, that's nice. That's nice. Good to know.
We're
So you see, it's good you're serving me.
It's good I'm serving you, yeah, because he'll be very impressed
can
that I
tell the
served
story.
you. Yes, he'll be very
Thank you.
impressed when he sees
Anyway,
that
let
I've
me-
actually served
Let
you.
me also brandish my tools.
Oh, they look
Okay.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
In case you don't want to, serve me with your yops.
Franca is way too kind. Right?
Yes.
I don't like how you're being so nice to him. Anyway, your mom was a chef.
My mom's a chef.
Okay, so that also explains why or how you got to the
Yes.
point where you can just dream things and cook them up.
Yeah, we watched her in the kitchen all the time, cooking up magic constantly for us. So, she could knock anything together as quickly as possible. So we learned that quickly as
Yeah.
well. So
You started off your business in the UK. What was it like transitioning from a UK market to a Ghanaian market? And were there any differences? And what were the key ones, if any?
I think so far the only difference is actually getting people to know that the brand is here. Otherwise, I still have my UK market, pretty much still going. But yeah, it's more letting people understand that the brand is here in Ghana at the moment. That's been the only difficulty because, of course, you come in as a small business, nobody really knows you as such. So
Right.
yeah, it's just about letting people know that Finish is here. We're here in Ghana as well as in the UK. And, we've managed to travel to the US a little bit, but again, we're still trying to break into that market too.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So over time, I've seen some of your pieces and how your creativity has evolved. And recently, you did, I've forgotten the name of the collection, but you used the
seed beads.
the seed beads, like
Yeah.
the ones I would typically wear on our waist.
Yeah.
And then you're making all these very interesting neck pieces and bracelets. Where did that inspiration come from?
A tribal collection.
A tribal collection,
Yeah,
that's
the
what it
yeah, so it's tribal elegance. It was actually inspired by my children. Actually, the first time I actually made a flowy necklace was because I'd seen a queen mother. And they have the bear, and I think one of them had a little scar, and I think she was trying to hide it with, they sometimes wear the rope beads kind of thing across and stuff like that. And I thought, how interesting was that? Would it be to just have a sleeve that she could, she wouldn't feel so conscious, because she was quite conscious the whole event, with the bead, trying to make sure it was always covered, especially if there was a cameraman around, kind of thing. So I thought it'd be very interesting to have more beads than the single yellow beads that she had on at that time. So I thought, yeah, so that's how the seed beads came in. Other than the fact that I really love seed beads, because like the intricate piece you're wearing now, I wouldn't be able to achieve that with
the bigger
a big
ones.
bead.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
But I've heard you talk about some of the stories, because there's always a story behind your pieces. It's not just, oh, I like the beads and I made this, or I saw these beads in the market and I thought that they could work for this. There's always a story, and it's a story of heritage, a story of Ghanaianness, and often a story of women, and I think that's wonderful. I've also seen you do cufflinks with beads.
Yes.
What's the story behind that?
So I like dressing differently. I don't have a way of following too much of a fashion, around other people. So I would go to work in shirts, and I would actually wear cuffling shirts. So I wanted to look different, because you can buy a cuffling, but I wanted to look different. So I started to make the cufflings with beads. I just thought it would be an idea to just try it with a bead and see. So I started with the Swarovski plates, and then I thought I would bead around it with more Swarovski. as you saw, and it's the cuffling has grown. It's from there. You know, I've since been making them with brass beads and centering it with the Ghanaian bead, just to bring the Africanness to it as well.
Okay, so at least I have mine in there.
I was expecting you to say this.
Yes.
There's a cufflinks.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
at least I have an order already.
You have an order already,
Why
definitely.
don't you ask for a beaded bow tie?
That's achievable. That's achievable.
Yeah.
I've actually beaded a tie, which
Okay.
my sister wore to her Wesley Girls speech day recently. So I beaded a tie so that she looked very different. So instead of wearing a necklace, she wore a beaded tie.
That sounds like something I would wear.
Yeah.
Sounds like something I
Yeah.
would
There's
wear.
nothing that I think so far I've realized I can bead on anything. And because I don't apply rules to anything that I bead, you know, I'm willing to try everything. So I've just recently been given the idea of beading like little pins on the hats, you know, the little caps that the boys like to wear. You know, I may just try that. So yeah, I'm inspired by anything. So,
Interesting.
so
No, I mean, clearly you're a great cook. I don't know what the taste of general things, but I don't really care. Because I love what you've made.
you did say you like cheese.
I
So
do. It's really
yeah.
good. And it's not overpowering.
It's not overpowering.
It's not too much cheese. You know, sometimes I love cheese, but sometimes it just gets
Too
much.
much.
You
Too
know, you can't even
much.
taste anything else.
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
But my question is, between beading and cooking, which do you love more?
Beading.
Careful.
I love
Your mom will not be happy.
She's had to live with it. She's had to live with it. So yeah, beading most definitely takes center stage for me all the time. It's my therapy. I mean, somebody would say, "Oh, that would take too long," but it's my therapy. I love it. I can just zone out on any one day and just sit there. Sometimes I'm sat there till early hours of the morning. You know, I've forgotten the time. You know, so.
So do you find that over the period, difficult points in your life or points where you may have felt alone, I don't know what the journey has been like for you, but points where you may have felt alone, you may have felt as though you needed encouragement, you would go to beading in those
Yes,
moments?
Yes, yes.
So you're a typical example of doing what you love as a job, or, you know.
It is. It's beading. I mean, during COVID, I think that's a time where everybody.
So I wanted to ask, yeah.
Everybody felt low
And
and
you were in the
needed
UK
something.
then?
I was here
You were
actually.
here.
Yeah, I did lockdown here.
Was your family with you?
I had my daughter with me because she had just done zone 2, as I mentioned earlier.
Yes.
She had just done zone 2, and we were about to go back and lockdown.
Wow.
So we stayed, and you know, of course, luckily because I also came to do Fashion Week, I had some of my tools and some of my stuff with me, so I was able to just get down and design as much as I could possibly do. Yeah.
Is beading a lucrative business? I was hinting at this earlier because I mentioned you've been able to support your family financially, yourself. I mean, I see and you look like $1 million or pounds or cities, you know. And I feel as though a lot of people see something like how much can you sell a beaded piece for? Just how much can you sell this neck piece for? How do you make money from it? And I'm also asking because a lot of people, like I said earlier, they start with beading and it remains as a hobby.
Yeah.
Or anything that has to do with their hands. They start with it, they knit, whatever, it remains as a hobby. They
Yeah.
never transition to make it a business or something that can become a livelihood. How have you done that?
So it's taking your passion, really, isn't it, and making it happen, as the song suggests. So you know, I wanted to turn it into a business on the basis that obviously, again, lockdown triggered you to start rethinking, you know, what you were doing, and why not beading? You know, it may not be, you know, bringing in $1 million, you know, at any one point, but you know, why not beading? You know, I started, as I said, as a hobby. but I had started to make a little bit of something from it, you know, from various clients that I had in London. And even here, you know, a lot of my sister's friends are my clientele. And they would, you know, see bits that she would be wearing and patronizing. So, yeah, why not Beading? Is what I say. I mean, it's hard work, but I make it's bespoke, so I make it work. I make it work for me.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Franca, you're an inspiration.
Thank you very much.
You're an inspiration. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for teaching us this fun meal that you used to make for your kids. And I think a lot, like I said, parents would appreciate it. Taster General,
Yeah.
you're almost done with your plate. What's
Yeah.
your verdict?
It tastes so good, eh?
Thank you so much.
Very light in nature. You know, with the greens around it. Yes. Numero uno.
Thank you.
Numero uno.
Numero uno.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But you didn't serve me the ice cream. Why?
No, we don't want to give you some.
Huh? Anyway.
So I'm not an ice cream fan.
Oh, no, you can.
So by all means,
You sure?
yes,
Oh, no.
I think I need to spoil you.
No. No.
As I need to spoil you, I think you should go with the ice cream. Most definitely.
Extra max.
I can't take this. On that note, Franca, thank you.
Thank you so much for having
My guest
me.
today has been Franca Ajay. She's a CEO of Phoenicia, and we've spoken a lot about her business, about her. She shared this wonderful recipe, a pasta bake with a garden salad, and we also even got some potato salad on the side. And thank you, of course, to Fan Ice for our dessert. So nice. It's the American vanilla flavor with chocolate chip. Please look for it. Indomie tastes great, and we have the beef flavor here. Please, once again, go look for it, try it, let your kids try it, see what it's all about. I'm sure you'll love it. Tasty Tom, Fakakra, Naya Bibre. Very, very, very grateful to have you on board. And of course, Frightel, you deserve a life of goodness. My name is Apioko. I will see you next week.